All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It podcast. I am your host. Hold on 1 second. Yes, my real name, my government is Michael Jones. However, for the purposes of this podcast, for the purposes of this channel, for the purposes of this show, y'all, I am your host, Virgil, and I am the current reigning, defending heavyweight Book It champion of the world, Virgil. Hi. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the SmackDown Lowdown. And y'all, we had an action-packed SmackDown edition on this week, guys. Listen, let me tell you something. SmackDown's been cooking with hot grits over the last couple of weeks. I think that they have come together and found a good recipe. You got a good cast of stars over there. Cody Rhodes is out of the title picture right now. He is dealing with He's dealing with Randy Orton. You got CM Punk, and he's giving all comers and all challengers an opportunity, including one tonight that we will talk about, obviously. And then we have Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Gunther fighting for the right to have a shot at the WWE Championship. Don't forget the United States Championship, as Trick Williams is on a quest to get his title back. He's gonna get his show back. His show back. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be Gunther and the rest of them. So we'll talk about all of that, guys. We got an action-packed SmackDown. Make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. So here we go. The show opens up with, after a quick video recap, Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring. And he says that he has lost a lot of title matches in his day, but none of them were as bad as last week. As KO was talking about CM Punk, then out comes CM Punk. He arrives and he told Owens he would have beaten him with or without the help of Sami Zayn. Gunther showed up a moment later to make an argument for why he deserves a title shot. And then it didn't take long after that for Finn Balor to stake his claim that he wants a WWE Championship title match. Next thing you know, Nick Aldis comes out. He was trying to keep the peace, so he decided to book a triple threat match between Owens, Balor, and Gunther for a title shot. So again, this is your pretty standard segment, keeping it from boiling over, also prevented it from being exciting, but it set up an interesting match for later in this show. Next up, we had the Irresistible Forces making their return to the ring versus Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. Now, mind you, Chelsea Green is the WWE Women's Champion currently. So the first match of the night saw Nia Jax and Lash Legend face Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. Before the match, Tiffy tried to tell Chelsea she didn't have to do this, but the champ had a protective mask to protect her eyes, so she was up for the challenge. Stratton got in a few moves before tagging in Green, and they managed to maintain the upper hand after Jax tagged in, but only momentarily. The powerhouse countered the unprettier and nailed her with the headbutt that Chelsea sold to make look like it re-injured her eye. Tiffy was on the receiving end of a lot of the offense during the break and into the next segment. The doctors came to check on Chelsea after she took another shot to the face and rolled out of the ring. The story of this match was better than the execution. Green was great overselling her injury, and Stratton did a good job carrying the in-ring action, but the match itself lacked the needed energy until the end. Green was being escorted away by the doctors, but she ran back and tagged in when she saw Stratton suffering. Unfortunately for her, the injury was just too much of a liability. Jax took advantage and hit her with the finisher for the win. So Nia Jax and Lash Legend pick up the victory over Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. The way Tiffany bumped right at the end, right at the beginning of the match was so weird because Legend didn't do a thing to take her down. It almost looked like a missed drop kick, but she didn't get high enough for that. So again, Lash Legend is still somebody that I definitely think needs improvement in the ring, especially before you put her in the likes of the ring of somebody like Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch. But the girl can go, man. Like I said, and she's getting better. Next up, we had Paige versus Jacy Jayne for the Women's United States Championship match. Fatal Influence is on top of the world right now. So Paige had her first shot at a singles title since returning to WWE when she challenged Jacy Jayne for the United States Championship. As usual, Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed were at ringside to give Jayne some backup, but Paige didn't seem intimidated by them. The former world champion took control after Jayne scored the first takedown, and she stayed aggressive as they took the fight out of the ring. But that is where Reed was able to interfere with the pump kick while the referee was distracted. Having Green and Stratton lose the previous match meant they were unable to assist Paige in any way. So even though she is a former champion, it never felt like the title was in danger of changing hands. This match had a good pace and some decent action, but the predictability hurt its chances. Jayne won with the inside cradle after Paige had to fend off Henley and Reed. Get me wrong, this wasn't a bad match, but it's hard to say it was memorable. Nikki Bella then attacked Paige after the match was over, which was kind of surprising because it would have made more sense for her to cost Paige the win to prevent her from getting a belt. But the match already had enough interference, so holding back was probably the right call. They had a backstage segment with Danhausen coming to talk to Nick Aldis, welcoming him back to WWE in his general manager position. Then out in walks Gunther, or Gooner, as Danhausen called him. And he said that he's a big fan and has wanted to work with him. Tried to shake his hand. Gunther didn't shake his hand, didn't even acknowledge him, just looked at him like he was stupid, and began talking to Nick Aldis. He said he wanted to make sure that there were not going to be any altercations or any additions, since Nick Aldis just kind of feels so inclined to add people to matches all the time. Nick Aldis promised him it would be a triple threat match, no additions. Then obviously after Gooner left, then after that, Danhausen asked to be added as a fourth person, and Nick Aldis told him no, and he walked away. All right, back from commercial break, and guys, it's getting personal. Cody Rhodes came out to the ring to address what's been going on between him and Randy Orton since SummerSlam. He talked about how Orton is his own worst enemy and has cost himself so many opportunities over the years. He said the Viper has been protected despite his screw-ups. As expected, Orton came out to give his thoughts on the matter. He and Rhodes both looked like they wanted to rip each other's heads off, but Orton grabbed a mic and decided to respond to what Rhodes said about him. Orton said everything he could do to get under Cody's skin, including mentioning his late dog Pharaoh. He took shots at Cody's family too, but he wouldn't take the bait. He even turned it around and insulted Orton's dad. Neither man would take the first shot, so the segment ended without violence, but it did a good job building tension for their showdown next weekend. Orton was especially good in this segment, as you know, Randy Orton really is a real asshole. So this ain't far-fetched for him to believe that he's an asshole. Baron Corbin had a quick segment backstage with Trick Williams, but there was no physicality between those two either, as they are one of the matches to watch next week in Atlanta for Sunday night's main event. Then we had Tatum Paxley versus Michin. So before the match, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair told Tatum Paxley that the three of them would face Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin at Sunday night's main event next weekend. But first, Paxley had her own SmackDown debut against Michin. To help keep things even, Flair and Bliss accompanied Paxley to the ring since Jade and B-Fab were in Michin's corner. Tatum didn't look intimidated despite giving a lot of experience. In fact, she looked almost emotionless at first. Neither woman could get a clear advantage until Michin nailed a kick from the apron. While both superstars went through the motions, there was a complete lack of intensity in this match. Even the moments that were supposed to feel like that, they fell flat. Nothing did look especially bad, but the match was just listless in itself. So that was that match. And again, it wasn't a bad match, but like I said, it just, it didn't wet the whistle all the way, So like I said, We move on from that match. Hold on, sorry, I lost my place for a second. Then after that, we go to the main event after that, which will feature that main event that will feature all right, so Tatum Paxley picks up her victory, and then we cut back to the back, and Jackie Redmond is with Blake Monroe. She tells Jackie that her match last week was beneath her, and if she was good at her job, she would ask Nick Aldis why he would put a superstar like her in a match like that. When there is an opponent worthy of her and an entrance worthy of her glamour, she will make her debut. In comes Julia, and she hits Blake Monroe. She throws Blake into a garage door, and in come WWE officials to break it up. We then see Kevin Owens walking, and he is stopped by Randy Orton. He tells Owens that he hates to admit it, but Owens was right about Cody. Owens tells him he knows. He says this is amazing. He is glad. Orton says he didn't forget that he dropped him on his head, and this doesn't mean they are friends. Owens tells him they will work on it. He has a match, and he will call him. Next thing you know, a video for the promo for the MFTs airs. They talk about Shinsuke Nakamura. Tama Tonga says Nakamura went home and got back up. Tama Tonga says they are not in Japan. They are in their territory. Haku tells them not to underestimate their enemies. Their challengers should be destroyed because they are the mother effing Tongans. Then after that, we cut to Damian Priest and R-Truth. He tells Priest that he is scouting the MFTs. Priest tells them that this summer was incredible. They got the tag team together, but summer is over. They don't have the titles anymore. He is taking it as a sign that he has to move on. He says when he moved to SmackDown, the idea was to focus on singles titles. And in come the War Raiders. They talk about the MFTs will take the beating that was meant for them. R-Truth challenges them for the AAA tag titles, and they tell them that they can do it in Mexico City. R-Truth accepts, and Priest looks reluctant. Priest tells him just one more. This is all going to lead probably to Damian Priest turning heel and beating the hell out of R-Truth. Probably, I could just see that coming. Next up, we got a lot of backstage segments. Next up, Nick Aldis is backstage, and in comes Nia Jackson, Lash Legend. Nia tells him she wants a title match against Chelsea Green. Aldis tells her that Green has to be evaluated by medical. Jax tells him if he doesn't give her a title match, she will take it by force, and they walk away. In comes The Miz and Kit Wilson. They tell Aldis that they were lab rats electrocuted, and that he failed them. Miz tells Aldis that he owes them. Aldis says they can compete on SmackDown against Shinsuke Nakamura and Kyoki next week. Then after that, we have the triple threat number one contenders match. It's Kevin Owens versus Gunther versus Finn Balor. So as Balor is getting in the ring, Gunther hits him with a right hand. Owens with right hands onto Gunther, but Gunther with right hands right back. Owens runs towards Gunther, but Gunther with a big boot. Balor gets in the ring and he grabs Gunther, but Owens hits him with a super kick. And these guys are going back and forth. As before we go to commercial break, Owens throws Balor into the ring apron. Balor then hits a splash over the top rope onto Gunther. Back from commercial break, Owens hits Gunther with the super kick. Owens then hit the super kick on Balor, and Balor with an overhead kick onto Owens. And next thing you know, all three men are down. Next thing you know, Balor then climbs to the top rope as he's going to hit a coup de grace. Then Gunther moves out of the way. Balor lands on his feet, and Owens clotheslines both men. Owens then hits a cannonball onto Gunther. Then Finn hits him with the sling blade onto Owens. Finn climbs the top rope, but Owens gets to his feet. Owens with the right hand. Then Owens climbs the second rope, but Gunther grabs him down, and Gunther hits him with the clothesline after that. Next thing you know, Balor hits Gunther with the reverse DDT. Balor with the drop kick, and he climbs to the top rope. Balor then hits the coup de grace. He goes for the cover, but out comes none other than Sami Zayn, and he drags Balor to the outside. He throws Balor into the announce table. Zayn hits the referee with the right hand, and then in the ring, Owens hits a stunner on Gunther. He goes for the cover, but there is no referee. Another referee runs down, but then Zayn hits him with the right hand onto the referee. Next thing you know, the WWE Champions music hits, and CM Punk runs out, and he hits Zayn with right hands, and he throws Zayn into the barricade. Punk then, with right hands, he throws him into the ring post. He grabs the undisputed title, but Zayn gets in the ring. Punk gets in the ring, but Owens gets right hands with Punk, and then a clothesline. Zayn hits Owens with the title. Balor gets in the ring, but Zayn hits him with the title. Gunther gets Zayn with the sleeper, but Zayn hits him with the title. Punk runs towards Zayn, but Zayn hits him with the title. Zayn raises the title in the air, and SmackDown goes off the air. So, folks, what we're looking at here is a fatal 5-way match, probably for the WWE Championship. Here coming probably at the next pay-per-view. So, and I don't hate that idea. It's a great way to get the title off of Punk if you want to put it back on Zayn, or if you want to give it to Kevin Owens or what have you. It's a great way to do so. So, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I think that it will. I think that it will be very, very entertaining of a match. And yeah, you can have new feuds pop out of this too. So that is your SmackDown Lowdown for tonight, y'all. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you never miss any other content we have going over here. And yeah, guys, stay tuned. Sunday night, we got the Sunday Night Stunner for you guys. Actually, I don't know that we'll do a Sunday Night Stunner because we have the Sunday Night's Main Event that you all should be watching. So make sure you guys tune in to Sunday Night's Main Event, and we'll probably do like a superstar special or something like that. But I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks so much. Until next time, make sure you guys keep those booking pencils sharp. Keep on booking.